Like and subscribe. And as usual, I'm going to get straight to it. If you believe in truth and you search for truth and you manifest truth in your life, then you see things that other people don't see. And understand that this is why the nature of spirituality is truth. Now understand this. Clarence Thomas is the best thing that happened to us as a Supreme Court justice. And he was put there by the Republican Party. Now, a lot of you will disagree with this because you haven't studied history. The biggest threat to to black Americans is not the Republican Party, it is the Democratic Party. It is the Democratic Party that came up with 3 strikes and you're out. That was Bill Clinton. The Democratic Party gave us welfare, but a black woman can only receive welfare if a black man, a father, is not in the home. And they did that to break up the family, and it was successful. Deuteronomy 22, verse 5, teaches us that homosexuality is an abomination. It's in the Bible. And I'm going to tell you this, God doesn't change his mind. And the group that is supporting that is the Democratic Party, of course, because they are the same group that broke up the black family with this welfare thing. Now, understand this. And now you know this to be true. It seems that Trump is helping black people. But understand this. As black people, on the road to success, we have garbage and we have potholes. And what Trump is doing is not removing the garbage and the potholes out of our way. He is allowing the potholes and the garbage to be in the way of Caucasians as well. And we run the fastest and we jump the highest, and we're used to these obstacles being in our way. Caucasians are not. So everything Trump is doing is hurting Caucasians because they believe the lie that black people were the majority of the people on welfare. False. They believe the lie that DEI was serving black people. False. All these social programs that Trump is removing were benefiting Caucasians and other minorities. Although we worked for them and we fought and died for these things, but the people who were using all the things we fought for were other minorities. And that's the way it is. And that's why, and we can let's take the black farmers as an example. They were denied all these subsidies, they were denied. So when Trump cut these subsidies, they didn't have a problem with it. There was no reason for them or us to go out and protest. Also, Caucasians felt that, and Trump himself, who knows nothing about what's really going on in the country, he felt that getting rid of all the minorities, that black people would take those jobs. He didn't understand that we have jobs. We have jobs. And we have turned a quarter into a dollar with taking these low paying jobs. we have learned to exist taking these low-paying jobs. So what has happened is that Trump, the same obstacles that were in our way are now in Caucasians' way. Trump also did us another favor with the immigration. That's actually a favor to us because the immigrants were coming over here and they were taking jobs from black people. They were taking jobs from black people and they were using the things that we fought for, they were getting. Biden was giving it to them. Because as you know, a lot of these immigrants were coming over here and they were getting Social Security, housing vouchers, and all kinds of things that were being, and you might as well say that these were things that we should have been getting under reparations. So hey, everything is working out, and we can thank Clarence Thomas for getting rid of these DEI, affirmative action. Because we weren't getting, these things weren't put in place for us anyway. And we didn't get, and I think that during the Depression is when welfare started, but we didn't start getting welfare until the, I guess till about the mid-50s. Or it was either the end of the 50s or it was the beginning of the 60s when we started getting welfare. When we were out marching and the song was out, "We Shall Overcome" and things like that. But the Democratic Party, who signed all these bills, they were making sure that other ethnicities received those benefits more so than we did. And by having Clarence Thomas remove these benefits, that made us less dependent on the government. When all these social programs that Clarence Thomas is fighting to get rid of is hurting Caucasians more than it's hurting us because the Democratic Party was unequally dividing our gains and giving them to other minorities and bringing them into the United States. I remember there was a time when you would think about South Central LA and it was all black. Now it's predominantly Latinos. And we're in a position that we've always been in to work, to get our stuff from the mud. And that's all that Clarence Thomas did, was put us in a position where everything we get it out the mud. Now the obstacles that were in front of us, they're in everybody's way. And if you pay attention to what's going on out there in the Midwest, Trump has gotten rid of the World Health Organization. He's allowing corporations to build these AI companies, whatever you want to call them. And they're using up a large amount of the water in the Midwest. And now, when Caucasians cut on their water, they're getting orange water. Because all the safeguards, all the environmental protection that was built, that was implemented, he's taking them, he's defunding them, and then he's getting rid of them. And now you have Caucasians living in these. And then when it comes to these government jobs that were paying DEI jobs, paying $100,000 plus per year, we weren't getting them. Most of those jobs were being given to white women. So they're losing those jobs. I mean, if you look at what Trump is doing, it's not affecting us. It's not affecting us. It's affecting the people that were getting these, and just like the Asians. Now they can't get into schools. Can't get into these colleges. I could go on and on and on, but you can thank Clarence Thomas for getting rid of these programs that were taking the roadblocks out of the way of other minorities. He was taking the roadblocks out of the way of other minorities. And then Trump, a friend of Epstein, well, we know what he was concerned with, so he really wasn't paying attention to any of this stuff. And now and now, well, I'm going to just say this. We got to do what we've been doing. Keep grinding. Keep grinding. Nothing has changed for us. The same roadblocks that were in our way is in our way now. And they're going to be in the way of Caucasians also. Even more so because some of those government jobs, I mean, those jobs are paying good money. And those jobs aren't coming back. And I think that, when you believe in truth, your cup runneth over. So I'm going to stop here. And I think I've made my point about Clarence Thomas. He has benefited us because he has made us work for what we get and not depend on handouts. So God works in mysterious ways for those who don't listen for truth, learn truth, and then manifest truth in their intelligence. Because what is truth other than the foundation of intelligence? Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.